As we get older, the body starts to move not quite as quickly, despite our best efforts. We're just not quite as athletic, muscular, fast twitch muscles are getting a bit slower. So we have to make some minor little tweaks to our golf swing and game to max out our efforts, if you will, but without forcing too much. One of the reasons why this is going to work very well is because it's combating one of the main issues. If we can't release the club correctly, whether it's because of the grip or whether it's because of the setup, what happens is we end up swinging over the top a little bit too much, catching the ball out of the heel and basically losing a lot of distance, okay? Even if we are trying to hit it faster and faster and faster. So we need to find a way that just makes it that much easier to release the club without any extra force. I'm going to show you 2 easy adjustments. The first little tweak we're going to do is to do with the trail foot. Because we want to have a more in to out path that's going to combat that over the top forcing the body. The reason why in to out is going to help us a little bit more is because it helps us release the club without having to sort of force our body. One for a much better term, it's a way of just cheating a little bit. Before you ask, yes, I'm using this with a driver, and you can use it with irons. You can definitely probably try it with hybrids and fairway woods, but with irons, you don't really want to be hitting from the inside like that much and hitting up on it. And when you basically make this tweak of pulling the right foot back, which will help you get behind the ball a little bit more, but drop it from the inside and release that way, with irons, you're going to be bottoming out a little bit here sometimes. So you might end up having to chase it in that manner. All we're going to do, take our normal setup position here, and we're going to drop the foot back just a few inches. So we've got it about this far apart. We're just going to move that foot about 3 inches behind. We're also going to flare it open. So we're going to flare that foot out to 45 degrees. From here, it's going to be much easier to rotate behind and allow those arms to fall and release that way. Yes, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's the emphasis that I want you to have. I told you it's pretty easy, but that alone isn't going to be enough, because if, like many players, you have the ball off your sort of front foot with the driver and you move the ball back here, it's still going to promote you to swing over the top, because you've got to chase, you've got to find that golf ball. So here's something you need to do a little bit to help you measure where you're at. Now, one of the best sort of tips you can do is to put your feet together and just step to the right. That's a very much a baseline kind of setup position, because our hands are going to be a little bit forward and we can release through. But remember, we're making modifications for you, your swing, your age, your mobility, and the speed you can generate. Because we don't want to be swinging over the top, we have to move this ball a little bit further back. And we want it to be, pretty much where we would hit a long iron or even, a 3-wood, something like that. Because we are moving this way a little bit more, our circle, our swing circle, our low point is going to be further back here. If we're having to chase the ball that way, we're sort of devaluing everything that we've tried to do. So we need to make sure that we have the ball back in the stance, at least a club head, as you see here, at least that. Then we pull this foot back, and from here, we can basically not have to rotate, not have to try and hit the ball too hard. We can just swing the arms, and you can see you get a nice little draw shape. It's very easy to do. With less effort, you're going to get that nice sweeping draw, a nice bit of roll on the shot. And that is the easiest adjustment I can give you. So here's your checklist. You're going to make sure, put your feet together, but you're going to take your stance width, and you're going to pull that right foot back and flare it out 45 degrees. You're not trying to turn your shoulders too much. It's more the lower body and feeling like you're opening yourself up. So as you do that, you'll start to feel, hopefully, that the ball does feel a bit too far forward. So you'll shuffle, have it a little bit further back. At least, I would actually prefer sort of 2 club heads of your driver as a sort of starting point. It's going to feel like it's a lot further back in your stance, but that's what we need to go for. A little warning here, don't feel like your upper body is tilting too much this way. If you feel like this, you're going to dump it on the back here. So we're trying to keep the shoulders relatively level. The hips are sort of angled up a little bit, and that's going to help us create rotation, but some nice height and freedom in the swing so we can drop it back down. You don't need to have as much mobility as you think, because if we allow the legs and the body to wind up, to rotate a little bit more, we're not restricting, we're not having to use the arms as much. So if we allow the body to move a little bit easier with a bit more freedom, you'll find that the body will respond, the club head will respond, and you can swing faster without really trying. One of the main goals in doing this is to feel that you've got space and freedom for those arms to move. We're really trying to counteract that restriction where the arms are stuck, where we're in our own way. It has to feel flow and freedom. And as we're doing it, you're going to actually feel like the face to the path. So my club face is going to be pointing, let's call it straight for now, but my path is going to be in to out. So it's going to feel like I'm going to hook everything. And that's fine if you do that initially, okay? If you overdo it a bit, that's fine. But you'll start to figure it out a lot better than you think, because now you're at least releasing in a much more natural, effortless way. So we're going to try and piece all this together. I'm teeing the ball a lot higher than I normally would to try and really emphasize this. I've got the ball further back in my stance. I'm pulling this right foot back. I'm really feeling like I've got a lot of space and freedom, and I'm just going to allow that club to release with ease and power. And it's drawing back without any extra effort at all. It's that easy. So put those steps into place, start releasing the club and hitting those high draws with the driver. Let me know how you get on. Now, if you want to control the rest of your game, no matter what your age, this lesson is perfect for you. And if you haven't already, go to our website and take our quiz to find out what swing type you are.